UEFA's boycott, Howe out, Arsenal's Bruno bid. Dive into today's headlines. Hello guys, UEFA's 55 member nations have voted to boycott the World Cup over FIFA's plan to sell private stakes in the tournament. And the football world is in shock. Eddie Howe is leaving Newcastle less than a month before the Premier League kicks off. Marcus Rashford has officially said goodbye to Barcelona, and Real Madrid are in active talks to sign Rodri from Manchester City. Arsenal are closing in on Bruno Guimarães, Barcelona face disciplinary proceedings over Julián Álvarez, and Ancelotti confirms the end of an era for Brazil. If you're enjoying this kind of breakdown, drop a like. It genuinely helps us keep this format going. So, let's dive into the latest football news. All 55 UEFA member associations have decided to boycott the Men's and Women's World Cups in protest at Gianni Infantino's FIFA Forward Enterprise plans. The decision was taken on an emergency virtual call that began around 2 p.m. on Thursday. Newcastle manager Eddie Howe is set to leave the club with immediate effect less than a month before the Premier League season begins. Matthias Jaisoy, currently at Al-Hilal, is the main candidate to take the reins. Marcus Rashford has officially bid goodbye to Barcelona as he returns to Manchester United for preseason. Rashford expressed gratitude for an unforgettable experience and signed off with Visca el Barça. Real Madrid are expected to make an offer for Manchester City midfielder Rodri. According to reports, a new round of negotiations took place on Thursday. Rodri has a contract until 2027 and has refused to renew, leaving City with little choice but to sell. There is growing expectation that Newcastle captain Bruno Guimarães will join Arsenal this summer in a deal worth up to $100 million. The Brazilian midfielder is reportedly very keen on the move. Atletico Madrid have reported Barcelona to FIFA and the RFEF for alleged contact with Julián Álvarez, who is under contract until 2030. The RFEF has initiated extraordinary disciplinary proceedings, though Barcelona say they remain calm and will not alter their plans. Carlo Ancelotti has confirmed that Neymar, Casemiro, and Danilo will not play for Brazil again. Ancelotti says the World Cup marked a changing of the guard for the national team. Real Madrid have generated the equivalent of around $212 million from selling academy graduates this summer. Headline deals include Nico Paz to Como for roughly $65 million, Gonzalo Garcia to Fulham for $43 million, and Victor Munoz to Liverpool for $43 million. Drunk Cancelo has reportedly boycotted Al-Hilal's preseason training as he pushes for a return to Barcelona in the current transfer window. As Monaco have accepted Paris Saint-Germain's offer worth approximately $54 million for French winger Maxence Akliouche. The deal is reportedly very close to completion. Maxence Lacroix has officially joined Chelsea after 2 successful seasons with Crystal Palace. The French defender has been presented as the club's latest addition. Carlo Ancelotti has defended his decision to include Neymar in Brazil's World Cup squad. He didn't contribute on a technical level as it was hoped because he couldn't, but in terms of attitude, it was a very positive attitude, Ancelotti said. Real Madrid are now considering signing a new number 9 following the departure of Gonzalo Garcia, who joined Fulham this summer. According to reports, the club is actively looking for a pure striker before the transfer window closes. Real Madrid had been looking to sign Alessandro Bastoni to replace Raúl Asencio, but the Spanish defender's injury is now complicating their plans. All 20 Premier League clubs have unanimously voted to approve a new long-term funding and strategic partnership with the English Football League worth roughly $1.9 billion, starting in the 2026-27 season. The Bundesliga and Bundesliga 2 will adopt new rule changes from the 2026-27 season, including those introduced at the FIFA World Cup 2026. The reforms are aimed at reducing time wasting and adjusting VAR protocols. Jamie Carragher believes Liverpool do not need to sign Bradley Barcola from PSG, urging his former club to focus on securing a proper replacement for Mohamed Salah on the right wing instead. Real Madrid's training sessions under Jose Mourinho are reportedly focused on high intensity and counter-attacking speed. According to reports, players have shown significant levels of fatigue as a result. The English Football Association has confirmed plans to toughen sanctions for discriminatory conduct, with suspensions of at least 10 matches for incidents related to race, religion, and sexual orientation. In the most seismic development in football governance in years, all 55 UEFA member associations have voted to boycott the Men's and Women's World Cups. The decision was made on an emergency virtual call on Thursday, in direct protest at FIFA President Gianni Infantino's FIFA Forward Enterprise plans, a proposal that would see FIFA sell off part of its commercial operations to private investors. The news of FIFA's stake sale was first reported by the Financial Times earlier this week, and it immediately spread shock and outrage across the sporting world. The core concern is that handing private investors a financial stake in World Cup revenues would fundamentally alter the governance of football's most important tournament, potentially prioritizing profit over the sport's broader interests. UEFA's response has been swift and unanimous. All 55 associations agreed on the emergency call that they will not support any FIFA-run tournament under these conditions. That means the World Cup, the most watched sporting event on the planet, could face the extraordinary prospect of being played without any European nation participating. What happens next is deeply uncertain. FIFA has not yet formally responded to the boycott threat. The pressure on Infantino is immense. Without UEFA's nations, the commercial value of any World Cup collapses dramatically. Expect intense back-channel negotiations in the coming days, with the future of the tournament structure hanging in the balance. Eddie Howe is set to leave Newcastle United with immediate effect, departing less than a month before the Premier League season kicks off. BBC Sports sources confirmed the news on Thursday, with Marca reporting that Matthias Gisel, currently the head coach at Al-Hilal in Saudi Arabia, is the main candidate to take over. Howe's tenure at Newcastle was one of the most remarkable managerial stories in recent Premier League history. He guided the club from the brink of relegation to Champions League football, building a team that genuinely competed at the top level. But over the last 12 months, a decline set in, and he has now stepped away from the role. According to BBC Sport, Howe's exit is a sign of the financial troubles Newcastle's Saudi owners are facing. The club had ambitions to become one of the world's top clubs, but spending rules have bitten hard. The inability to invest freely in the squad has contributed to the team's drop in form, and that frustration appears to have played a role in Howe's decision to leave. Gisel, 38, is a German coach who made his name at Red Bull Salzburg before moving to Al-Hilal in 2023. He is described as one of the most promising young coaches of his generation, with a clear playing identity built on high-pressing, structured football. Whether he can stabilize Newcastle before the season begins in under 4 weeks is the immediate question. Arsenal are preparing what is being described as their final bid for Newcastle captain Bruno Guimarães, with reports placing the offer in the range of $100 million to $107 million. BBC Sport reports growing expectation that the Brazilian midfielder will make the move to the Emirates this summer, with Guimarães himself described as very keen on joining. Guimarães has been one of the Premier League's standout midfielders since joining Newcastle, and his captain's armband reflects just how central he has become to the club. But with Newcastle's financial situation under pressure, and now the added turbulence of a managerial change, the timing may never be better for Arsenal to land their man. For Arsenal, this is a statement signing. The club has been building toward a Premier League title challenge, and a midfielder of Guimarães' quality, his energy, his passing range, his ability to dominate the middle of the pitch, would significantly elevate their squad. The fee, while substantial, reflects the market reality for a player of his caliber. The key question now is whether Newcastle will accept. With Eddie Howe gone and the club in transition, resistance to selling their captain may be lower than in previous windows. Arsenal's final bid is on the table, and the answer could come very soon. The pursuit of Julián Álvarez has turned into one of the most contentious transfer sagas of the summer. Atletico Madrid have formally reported Barcelona to both FIFA and the RFEF, alleging that the Catalan club made illegal contact with their Argentine forward, who is under contract until 2030. The RFEF's disciplinary committee has now initiated extraordinary proceedings against Barcelona. The background to this dispute is significant. During the World Cup, Álvarez publicly expressed his desire to leave Atletico, saying, "I can't hide. A transfer is the best thing. I want to fulfill my dream." That statement, made on June 22nd, signaled his intent. Barcelona's sporting director and manager Hansi Flick have identified him as a key target to strengthen their attack this season. Despite the complaint, Barcelona say they are calm and will not alter their plans. They point to the precedent of the Griezmann case, which had limited practical impact. Atletico, however, are clearly determined to fight. And with a contract running until 2030, they hold significant leverage. The RFEF proceedings could result in sanctions against Barcelona if illegal contact is proven. But given Álvarez's own public desire to leave and Barcelona's determination to push forward, this saga is far from over. The coming weeks will determine whether Atletico can hold their star or whether Alvarez gets his dream move. Slovenian referee Slavko Vincic, who officiated the World Cup final between Spain and Argentina, has broken his silence on the match, and specifically on Lionel Messi's conduct during the game. Vincic stated that Messi behaved sportingly throughout the final, pushing back against any suggestion of controversy surrounding the Argentine captain's behavior. The World Cup final between Spain and Argentina was one of the most anticipated matches in recent memory, with both nations having dominated the tournament. The fact that the referee felt compelled to publicly address Messi's behavior suggests there was some level of post-match debate or scrutiny around specific incidents during the game. For Messi, the World Cup represented another chapter in a career that has already produced everything the sport can offer. His presence in the final, regardless of the outcome, underscored his enduring status at the very top of the game. Vincic's comments serve as a formal endorsement of his conduct on football's biggest stage. The referee's statement also adds a layer of closure to the tournament. With the World Cup now concluded and clubs returning to pre-season, the focus is shifting back to domestic football. But the final's legacy and Messi's place within it will be discussed for years to come. Guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more exciting football news. Stay tuned for our next video. Until then, take care and see you soon.